The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s, South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Now Bob, Elliott, and Ray Goulding present the CBS Radio Network. Howdy-doodle-doodle-doo. Bob and Ray back for another quarter hour of, well, I don't know how to describe it. We have several features going for us tonight, one of which is our famous This Place for Heroes. I think, without too much preliminary talk or palaver, as is said in some quarters, let's get quickly to this documentary-type show.
Welcome once again to This Place for Heroes, dramatized events in the lives of ordinary citizens who fought crime wherever it existed without thought of gain or personal prestige. Lloyd Medlinger, shopkeeper, is a man we can all be proud of, and we'll be talking to him after today's dramatization.
Medlinger, we need your testimony in court, and we need it badly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but you'll have to get somebody else to testify. I'm taking no chances. Now I'd like to get back to my store.
Medlinger, the department knows the name of the man who's been collecting protection money, Choker Gerard. Now, he's only a syndicate messenger boy. But without your testimony...
Can I go now, Lieutenant?
Sure. Go ahead and leave. Go back to your store. But what will you be going back to? A business that allows you to take home 5 cents on the dollar.
Well, Lieutenant, if I don't pay 95 cents out of every dollar in protection money, they won't let me operate.
How long do you think you can get away with paying those punks 95 cents on the dollar, Medlinger? It may be 96 tomorrow.
Well, that's better than nothing, Lieutenant. Can I go now?
Medlinger, we know Choker Gerard threatened you. All you have to do is identify him in court, and we'll take care of the rest.
No, and you can't force me to do it either, Lieutenant.
That's right. We can't force you to do it.
Right.
But I'd like you to know something.
What?
I envy you, Medlinger. You know why? Because you have a chance to halt the onrush of evil for a few moments by holding up a righteously indignant hand. Not many of us have that opportunity. Your shop can be a beacon in a sea of misery and pain. The courage you show can push away the facade hiding the dirty face of crime so we can see what we're fighting. Yes, it's within your power to deal a fatal blow to those vermin. And if that's what you decide to do, a trap springing shut will send out an echo of hope to others. A message from a man who decided he wanted to be free.
Yeah, but you don't know what Choker threatened to do if I talked.
Don't worry, we'll take care of any threats. That's what the department's for.
First he said he'd choke me a little. And after the choking, he said he'd encase my legs in cement and throw me in the river.
Look, you'll have around-the-clock protection during the trial. You'll be in a hotel, and while you're there, you won't be left unguarded for a second. Will you testify for us, Medlinger?
I think I will, Lieutenant. I think I will.
And testify he did. And now, let's meet the real Lloyd Medlinger. Sir, would you please come up here?
Would you help me to my feet, sir?
All right.
All this cement around my legs.
All right, there you are, Mr. Medlinger. All right, just stand up. There now, sir. In your own words, would you tell us what happened after you testified?
Well, as you probably know, Joker Gerard was set free by the court. Insufficient evidence.
Then what happened, sir?
Well, about 2 weeks later, he came into my shop. First, he choked me for a while, and then he put this cement on my legs.
Did he drop you into the river, Medlinger?
Well, no. You see, he'd taken over my shop for the syndicate, and he wanted me around so I could show him where all the stock was. And I also had to teach him a little bit about the business. At this point, he knows just about all there is to know about running my shop.
And when there's nothing more for him to learn, he'll probably drop you in the river. Is that it?
That's about it.
Lloyd Medlinger, we certainly have to admire you for your courage. I think we could all use a little of what you have. You've proven for us that we're right when we say this place for heroes.
Can I go back to my seat now?
Go ahead, Mr. Medlinger. Somebody help him, please. Thank you very much.
Say, which is your team? The Orange Bowl or the Cotton Bowl?
What do you mean, which is my team?
Well, which you rooting for New Year's Day? Citrus or cotton batting?
Well, the Orange Bowl isn't playing the Cotton Bowl. They're both separate games in different places.
They are?
Sure. CBS Radio is going to broadcast both games, Missouri and Georgia in the Orange Bowl, and then right after, Syracuse versus Texas in the Cotton Bowl.
Well, Syracuse is called the Orangemen. That's what confused me, I guess. Orangemen ought to be in the Orange Bowl.
Well, it just didn't work out that way. The important thing is, though, that what the team is called, Syracuse was undefeated, you know, and untied.
Yeah, well, if one team is untied, it's bound to be undefeated, especially if all the other teams are tied. And
look, if football survives all this stuff, don't forget, New Year's Day, the exclusive radio coverage in the Orange Bowl and in the Cotton Bowl will both be on CBS Radio.
Okay, but with a handicap like that...
Let's talk about something else, quarterback.
Okay, well, let's talk about another sport, skiing.
Hey, that's a good idea.
I understand that, Webley, you have engaged someone to give us ski lessons, have you?
Yes, sir. Bob, Ray, too, and anyone else interested, I thought that both you fellas do not exercise enough.
Oh, actually, I'm quite accomplished.
I know.
Trademark, you know.
Yes, but I do think that for men your age, you should start exercising a little more. I know that you eat as much food as though you were lumberjacks, yet you do the work of a ribbon clerk. So I think what you need
is the nature of our business.
What's that?
It's the nature of our business to sit here and
I understand. I'm not criticizing
but
the
you
nature
get out of
business.
shape. I'll agree with you.
But I do think that a little exercise is wonderful, and I have brought up this letter, like you meet her.
All right.
Say hello to Skeeter Warner.
Hello, Skeeter. Very nice to...
And is Skeeter there?
Yeah.
He's going to teach us how to ski, and I thought that would be something nice for us to do.
Did she do that without snow here and without skis and everything?
Well, she said, yes. She's just going to give us the fundamentals. We don't going downhill or anything. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard her sleeping.
No.
There's no going downhill or anything. She's just going to teach us the fundamentals.
All right, good. Okay, Skeeter, if you want, Pierre Chateaubriand, you want to provide a little background for her?
Walking. Did you notice that I didn't say walking on skis? I didn't because the two are so closely related. Walk around the room.
Okay.
As you walk, glance down at your arms and feet.
They're dragging on the floor, your arms.
Peculiar.
Oh, cut it out now, Laura. Don't
right
hit her.
foot don't seem to be coordinated, do they?
No.
While your right foot is going forward, your right arm is going backwards.
I never noticed that.
That's right, though.
Now, instead of picking your feet up, slide them around.
What? Slide around?
This is how you do walking when you have your skis on.
Oh, yeah.
Now pick up your poles and leaning forward slightly from the ankles,
Right.
propel yourself forward.
Look out, Webb.
That is
Look
the
out.
best you can without lifting the rug.
Oh.
As you put your right foot forward,
Do you mind if I just stand at the wall and watch?
so that it is approximately parallel to
Yeah,
the
that's okay,
heel of
Webb.
your right foot.
Well, he ought to do this, too. He does.
Now using your shoulders,
Some trouble there.
arms, and wrists.
What?
Propel yourself using your poles.
Yeah.
This is called a glide. As you are completing your glide, bring your right pole forward and do your left foot glide. Let's try it again.
All right.
Ow.
Left pole forward.
That hurt, Albert.
I'm not cut out for this, Ray.
Okay, Skeeter. That's enough for now. I think, let me get back over here onto the microphone.
I'm in very bad shape, that's all.
I think, Miss Warner, we better do this outside. How about next Saturday and back at a Waldorf Astoria?
Well, there's no hill there either. You look pretty silly.
We can make one.
All right.
See you there next Saturday.
Okay. Thanks for bringing her over, though.
Okay.
Now then, it's time here for a word, is it not, from one of our subscribers. Meet star Stuart Irwin.
Nothing's worse for an actor than a nasty cold. To feel better quickly, I take wonderful 4-way cold tablets, a fast way to relieve cold distress.
Right. Tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
Take my advice. For your next cold, take 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve those cold miseries.
4-way, only 29 cents.
And our program will continue in a moment after a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories.
Thank you, my announcer. Say, does dandruff dull your hair, leave scalp itchy? Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo and get rid of unsightly dandruff in 3 minutes. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep embarrassing dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair. Rub in 1 minute. Add water. Lather 1 minute. Rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch, unsightly dandruff's gone. Fitch can also leave your hair up to 35% brighter. So use Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo.
Well, the guest today is a man you'll all enjoy. He's Warren Hodge, famous for his nationally syndicated cartoon strip, Dopey and Dennis. I laugh for Warren just when I think about it. How are you?
Well, I'm running to fat a bit, but stuffing that a couple of hours a day of handball couldn't
cure. That's right. Or maybe you should have taken the ski lessons with Skeeter.
I was listening to that.
Well, Warren, you've been making people laugh for years now with the didos of Dopey and Dennis. For the uninitiated, what's been happening to them recently?
Well, Dopey was mugged in the park again, and that was on Monday.
Was he badly hurt, Warren?
Yes. He's still in the municipal hospital with his life hanging in the balance. The only thing that can save him is a delicate brain operation.
And as I recall, Warren, there's only one surgeon in the world up to performing that kind of an operation.
That's right, Dr. Maynard Twinge out in Oregon. Mm-hmm. Now, as you probably know, the hospital authorities put in a call to Dr. Twinge.
Yeah, that was in Tuesday's strip.
Oh, you read what happened. Well, as soon as Dr. Twinge found out the brain surgery was to be performed on Dopey, he left. Said Dopey didn't have a brain, so there was nothing he could do.
That was an amusing sequence, wasn't it?
I think so. How'd you like Wednesdays?
Oh, that was the day Dennis finally showed up at the hospital, wasn't it?
That's right. And since Dopey wasn't allowed to have visitors, Dennis had to use his ingenuity. And he chloroformed one of the doctors there and assumed his identity, see? But then he had to get rid of the doctor. You know how he did it?
No.
He dragged the doctor out the front door of the hospital.
That's good.
Looked for a car with an out-of-state license plate, found one, and shoved the doctor into the trunk.
Typically humorous Warren Hodge notion, certainly. Where do you get these ideas, Warren?
Well, mostly just from watching people and listening to them. Most of the stuff in my comic strip is drawn from everyday life. Situations that we go through all the time. It's the best and funniest stuff, I think.
I'll go along with that, Warren.
Sure.
And I think your Thursday strip bears that out. We saw Dennis get out of bed in the morning, and then he ate breakfast, worked all day long, and the last panel showed him going to sleep.
You can't beat realism.
Warren, I know it's a secret, but will you tell us, is Dopey going to get well?
Yes. Yes, and again, I intend to use realistic values to effect a cure.
Well, what's going to happen, Warren?
Well, see, Dennis will sneak into Dopey's room and perform successful surgery on his brain. But Dopey will have to convalesce, can you?
Well, thanks for being with us today, Warren Hodge, and thank you for having kept us laughing these many years with the antics of Dopey and Dennis.
Hey, time's just about up, you know it. But we'll be back with a good word for you in just 10 seconds.
And may I have the good word? Be kind to animals. You'll find that they reciprocate in many small ways.
Nice thought. Until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding reminding you all to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the CBS Radio Network. This is the CBS Radio Network.